Hi, good afternoon everyone. This is Liz Davis. I am a nutritionist and I specialise in digestive health for busy women. So I help busy women fix their IBS, bloating, heartburn, painful digestion, any kind of associated hormone problems or chronic fatigue, etc. And I generally do this with state-of-the-art gut testing and dietary and lifestyle upgrades to help to bring things nicely back into balance for you. So today I was just going to do a quick rundown for you of 5 of the main reasons that you might be having problems with your digestive system, and a few foods to kind of start out avoiding or paying a bit more attention to see if they're causing issues for you. So yeah, just 5 typical reasons we see for why people could be getting problems that have been labelled IBS or anything else where you're don't seem to be getting any answers or getting very far. So first up then, I would be looking at FODMAP foods, high FODMAP foods particularly. Just to say that when we tend to use FODMAP diets or low FODMAP diets, that is only ever a short-term solution. It's not really designed to be used on an ongoing basis, because a lot of very, very healthy foods are high in FODMAPs, for example, onions or avocados. We particularly want you to be eating as wide a range of food as possible. But while your gut's healing, it can be useful certainly to try and reduce those foods. So one of the main ones that people already tend to be reducing is gluten, any kind of highly processed foods, sugars, etc. I would focus on taking those out of your diet. And how far you want to go into the low FODMAP diet is entirely up to you. But as I say, lots of foods like apples, for example, some fruits and lots of vegetables, all kind of would come up high FODMAP, so they could be irritating for you. Basically, they just contain carbohydrates that are a lot harder to digest, so they end up staying in your gut for longer and fermenting, and they are more difficult for your gut to break down, particularly if your gut's a bit beleaguered. So maybe worth reducing those, or certainly using that as part of a treatment plan once you have discovered what your root cause of your problems is. So next up, I would be looking at stress. Stress is a big driver for gut problems, and not just big stressful situations like ongoing anxiety or depression, etc. It can be everyday anxieties can also be a trigger as well for gut problems. So not only does the kind of brain talking to the gut affect things, but the actual act of stress, being stressed, increases inflammation in the body, and there's often a lot of inflammation implicated with gut problems as well. So we really want to keep that inflammation nice and low. But apart from anything else, it's really important to keep your stress levels low anyway, because the more stressed you are, then you're in fight or flight, and your gut will tend to react to that quite negatively. So a big area to look out for is your stress if you are suffering with your gut problems. Next up, number 3 is definitely a lack of exercise. So exercise not only gets your obviously you're moving, but it helps to get your gut moving as well and really improves that motility. So it doesn't have to be, going hell for leather in the gym or anything like that. Any kind of exercise is good. It doesn't matter if it's gardening, walking, dancing, etc. All those things can be useful. So definitely try to get moving, and not necessarily pumping iron in the gym, although that's good as well. Weights is definitely a good thing to do. Next up, number 4 is dysbiosis. So dysbiosis is an imbalance in your gut bacteria. So it can be brought about by usually taking antibiotics, having lots of courses of antibiotics, other medications as well, such as contraceptive pill can be implicated here. But not only medications, but also environmental pollution, and toxins and molds and things like that. Again, high levels of stress can trigger it, and also eating foods that are, you know, kind of processed and high in sugar, etc. Okay, so dysbiosis is a big reason for a lot of these gut problems. Next up, another biggie is SIBO. So number 5 is SIBO. SIBO is often found in kind of quite stubborn cases of IBS. It's quite a common thing to be experiencing. So it's where the bacteria from the large intestine start to grow in the small intestine and can cause those kind of horrible bloaty kind of symptoms. So bloating would be a hallmark of SIBO, particularly that bloating that starts off not too bad and then increases as the day goes on. You may also get nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and because your small intestine isn't absorbing, then you can get all the knock-on effects from that happening as well. Fatigue, acne, eczema, loads of different things are associated with SIBO, so that's worth looking into if you think that you know, SIBO could be affecting you, not only your digestion but kind of around the body as well. So foods to be looking out for then. If you are suffering with your gut, I would certainly be looking at reducing conventional dairy products, gluten products, highly processed foods, anything with added sugar or refined white flour. Caffeine and alcohol can be big triggers for people as well, not necessarily everybody, but it can be the case. And also spicy foods can be problematic for some as well. And as well as that, as we said, the high FODMAP foods as well, but only take those out temporarily if, you know, they're the healthy ones. Okay, so I hope you found that useful. If you would like to speak to me, then just either pop me a message or use the link below to book straight into my diary. And do like and share if you found this useful. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.